am here with Lydia Herment. Did I get it right?
You got it right.
We had a whole conversation starting about how to pronounce your last name.
Yes.
So Lydia is one half of an amazing duo. Jo Verbeek is over on the other side of the camera. She's over there.
Hello.
Lydia agreed to come on, which was actually amazing. So we want to talk a little bit about the event, sort of the who, what, where, when, why. But before we actually get into the details of the event, can you tell me actually about you and Jo?
About Jo?
The two of you. I mean, because it's the two of you that are spending the time. But was that a friendship that was developed, or was it developed because of the event? Can you just tell me a little bit about the two of you?
Yeah, well, Jo and I have been friends for over 20 years now. We met on a street that we both just built houses on this street.
So you're neighbors, yeah?
We're old neighbors, yeah. We moved away from the street. Yep. Jo remains along with some other wonderful neighbor friends that we have on that street. So she's been around and in our lives for quite a while, and watched her boys grow up and what have you. And
friends are amazing, aren't they?
Yes,
actually, friends make the world go round.
Yes, especially this street in particular. It's a great bunch of people.
Awesome. So you both wanted to do something for the food bank.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that. What happened there?
Well, Jo called me one day and said, hey, there's this event happening in Stratford with the food bank, and they called it
with the Stratford Food Bank.
That's right.
Blessing.
Yes, yes. And they were calling it a bluegrass brunch. So we went to this venue at the food bank there in Stratford, and they had musicians playing. They had a crafty station at the back where you could make the flower tiara. They had this brunch, and it was just a really nice vibe, and it was all to raise money for the food bank. So Jo and I, we were sitting there and enjoying some of the musicians, and I said to her, geez, it's funny that London has never done such a thing like this. This is pretty cool. And then she looked at me and said, so why don't we? So we drove back to London from Stratford, devising our plan as to how we were going to make this happen.
Yeah, some great things come out of why don't we?
Right.
Actually, in terms of so the two of you, it was that event that kind of spawned doing something. But I'm like most people, I'm sure the school, I'm sure you've donated for years and years. There's been a huge, wonderful community that it's actually been so supportive of the food bank. And so I know, for instance, Jo works at Fanshawe.
She's retired from Fanshawe, and I'm still there.
And you're still there. You're both from, because Fanshawe's been one of those communities which has been really great in terms of the connection as well. So the two of you devised this, the partners in crime figured out what you wanted to do, and then what did you do from there?
We talked about it, and we kind of thought of a venue. And we tried, and that venue wasn't able to assist us at the time, which we understood. And we also reached out then. I said, I know Peter Cuddy from the area, from our neighborhood and what have you, and perhaps he can give us some insight on who to contact. So we reached out to Peter and told him our idea, and he was like, this sounds great. Let me check with the mayor and see if
something you can do.
The mayor was on board. Deputy mayor thought it was a great idea, and he said, but now that I know it's a good idea and I think it would fly, I'd like to connect you with Jane and Glenn. And we
Big
said
mistake.
So we had a meeting, as you know, and you guys just right on board with us and loved the idea as well. And so it was just amazing to us that day when we got in the cars, I can't believe this is happening. We were just amazed that a little idea that we had, and all of a sudden, bam, 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 we're connected with some people, and they're right there helping us along the whole time.
So it's not, it of course, ideas morph, right, in terms of, you start with an idea and generally things become something else. It's not a bluegrass brunch.
No, not this
or
case.
Teas and treats. It's now
a spring kitchen party.
And
it's a London Gives Back ice cream social.
It's an ice cream social. You know what? I like that better than I think the bluegrass brunch is a great idea, but I love ice cream. Actually, so that's pretty great.
There's ice cream, and again, though, we do have the musicians, we do have the craft station.
So you've got musicians, and who's coming?
We have the Jim Chapman show. And Jacob Urick, which is Joanne's son.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And what does he, so let's, Jim Chapman, of course, has got a band, well known, and, you know, can play all sorts of kind of eclectic music, writes his own songs, all sorts of things. But tell me about Joe's son. That's really interesting.
Well, Jacob, as you know, I've known him since he was 2 years old.
Yeah.
And last fall, or winter actually, Joe calls me and says, hey, so Jacob has a gig, you know, at the Powerhouse.
Oh, wow.
And if you want to come and check it out. And I'm like, okay, sure. Well, I was amazed. You know, he has his guitar and he sings, and, you know, he's just a very nice young gentleman, and he just does a great job. And he's, since that first booking of his, he's booked more. And what have you.
It's times have changed. So Jim's doing a set, then Jacob's got a set.
Yeah, they're going to alternate.
Okay. So the date of the event is
Sunday, June 8th, and it's from 11 until 2 p.m.
Yeah, and 11 or 2 p.m., and it's going to be at?
It's going to be at the Grove, which is also where the growing chefs are, at Western Fairgrounds.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's at Western Fairgrounds, so it's a great place in terms of parking. I remember that being one of the, it's centrally located. So, and at the Grove, in terms of Western Fair, it's a lot of actually agribusinesses that are there, but I think for the great connection to the food bank is with the growing chefs. It's another organization that's really, you know, they're of course trying to teach great sort of nutrition and meals and growing chefs in terms of that, but just there's been a great partnership with the food bank in terms of some gardens and some other things, and we really like that they're kind of connected, and so got this part out, Jane, just Glenn, because I'm thinking through where I'm going. It's like, where am I going? Oh my goodness. And so it's Sunday, and part of the reason it's a Sunday, obviously, is that it's the weekend, so people can actually come down. It's a celebration.
Yes.
So are people asked to, like, do you have to pay to come in, or how does that work?
No, actually, it's a free event. That's the best part. It's a free event for people to come, and it's a thank you to Londoners because of all of their generosity over the years to the food bank, whether it's been through the grocery store programs or the curb, and specifically what's happening right now. This is ending at the end of the Curb Hunger food drive.
Yeah, okay.
So it's kind of a celebration for all of that as well, for everything throughout the year and the different events throughout the year that people are contributing to the food bank for.
Yeah, and it's pretty amazing. And I know the Curb Hunger has lots of specific partners, but when you think about the community, I mean, they've been giving for years. So I think that's a great idea. So we've got the who, we've got the what, we've got the where, we've got the when, we do have the why, but going through this whole process, this is the first time you've actually really organized an event. So what
for the city?
For the city, I mean, well, in a community event, correct?
Yes,
which I think is a big thing. What have you learned?
I've learned how much, and Joe as well, people are willing to actually help when you have an idea like this, if they like the idea. We were amazed at the willingness from people. We also learned, though, that even though we started this last fall and it's happening in June, we probably could have had more time if, you know, like it would have been had this idea earlier. So we're actually managed to do a lot in short amount of time. But it's a lot of work, but it's also very rewarding and a lot of fun.
You know, let's see if we can get Joe just to come. Joe, just to come. Come on, Joe. Come on. Just so we can say thank you. Here she comes. She's Joe. Okay. There she is. Oh, awesome, Joe. Okay, two amazing women who've put together the event. You know, from our perspective, sometimes first-time events, sometimes they go great. So you never know how they're going to go. But it either builds over time, or it's really about. It's a moment in time, and there's so many things around it. And whether it's one can of food, whether it's $10, it's not about, as you say, it's not about what's actually come in. It's thanking Londoners for what they've already done. And I think we've got a pretty great community. For us, it's about thanking the two of you in particular for all the work you've really done. I mean, I know it's, you know, when you run events, you learn there's a lot of no's as you're trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
and you're doing this, and you're coming back, and you're going forward, and you're coming back. But finally, when the idea happens, away it goes.
Yeah.
And there's always last minute things. We've been around 40 years, and when we run events, there's still last minute things. We're going, oh man, I wish I would have done that earlier.
Right,
So no
right.
worries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I'm sure we'll experience that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But we're excited.
Yeah.
We're excited to get it done.
Yeah, we hope we
Yeah.
have a great turnout.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of sponsors, a lot
Yeah,
of people who have
that's awesome.
donated, a lot
That's
of
awesome.
companies, local businesses.
Anybody
here in
want to
London.
mention because we're here? So.
Shaw's is
Yeah.
applying all of the ice
Oh
cream.
my goodness, Shaw's ice cream.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes,
Okay.
and then we have Loblaws who has given us a gift card to go shopping for toppings for the ice cream.
Oh my goodness.
And then
Butterscotch toppings.
we have
Caramel.
Hemans, who is
Yep.
providing the floral centerpieces for us.
Nice.
And we're hoping, we haven't had the best of weather, but they're really hoping to provide us with some strawberries.
Oh, that's
Some
awesome.
of their fresh
Okay.
strawberries.
Yeah.
And then we have Spring Hill Florists,
Okay.
Flowers, Spring Hill Flowers. They're
Awesome.
providing some of the market flowers
Yep.
for making the tiaras or the little crowns.
Oh my goodness, there's going to be crowns, Joe?
Little
Wow.
flower crowns.
We're gonna try.
We're trying. We need more flowers, but we're trying.
My next door neighbor hasn't cut his lawn, and there's a whole bunch of forget-me-nots next
Oh,
door.
really?
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be there
They
in
won't,
a few
won't
years.
last.
They won't
I
last,
have
but-
some natural wild daisies growing in this
Oh,
one area.
yeah.
They're just they're budding, and I'm like, well, that would be great if you could just bloom
Wow.
on June 7th, so I can cut you all up.
And we'll get back to. Is there anybody? Sorry, cut this part. Just cut that blah blah out. So, is there anybody else?
Yes, there's a specific Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons.
Joe has the details on
So
that.
that's Doug McCurdy.
Okay.
Yeah. He owns a few Tim Hortons
Yeah.
in the city, but
Yeah.
he was ready to help us out too.
Oh,
so
that's
we're going
amazing.
to have some
Some
Timbits along
Timbits,
with the ice cream.
Yeah, I'm going to top that.
yeah.
That's awesome. It's going to be topped off
Yeah.
with that. And of course, the Grove
Yep.
with the location and the use of some of their staff
Yeah.
themselves. And who else? Michael's on
Awesome.
Richmond Street has
Yep.
provided the pipe cleaners and some of the floral tape you may need for the crafty part as well.
Oh, that's good. So it's. I mean, obviously, it's a thank you. There's food there. There's crafts. There's going to be the music. It opens up at 11. When's the first set start?
I think
Right
they're
at 11.
starting
Right at,
at
okay, so
11.
we're starting right at 11. So come 11 to 2. Come after church. Come before church. Come
Yeah.
come for ice cream after lunch. Come for ice cream before lunch.
Yeah.
So, but Joe, so same question. What is it that you've learned out of this, or what's kind of made your heart just go, wow, isn't this amazing?
I don't know. Like Lydia said, the original idea came from sitting around the table with everybody in the community, no matter where you've come from or what
Yeah.
your moment is, and it's just meeting everybody where they're at. Right?
Yeah.
And having conversations. In that case, it was over brunch, but it'll be over ice cream now. Having conversations about where you're at, right? What your story is, or what your moment is that day, and just everybody coming around the table and socializing and
Yeah.
and feeling like you're being heard, like everybody's being heard
Yeah.
and noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in that context, I do remember when we were talking about it. At the beginning, there was a lot of discussion. Do we charge? Do we not charge? Is there tickets, paid tickets? Is it a fundraiser? And I know one of the things that everybody really seems strong about, which I think was great, is no, we don't want to charge because people have already given, but also it shouldn't be a barrier to people who
That's right.
who can afford, or let's say who have given at one time but can't right now give, because it's a really difficult time for lots of people. So it is that we call it the commons. It is the meeting place, right? So regardless, you're wherever you're at, you're welcome to come down because this is a community.
That's right.
A community thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions? Any final thoughts? Anything you'd like to say?
No, just come on down and enjoy some
Yeah.
music and some ice cream and meet some of the people here in London who have just been donating or not
Yeah.
donating or just want to come in with the family and have a treat. Everybody is welcome. As we said, it's
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
And it's just part of a day to kick off spring as
Yeah.
well. Check out the Grove,
Yeah.
and it's a really neat little spot.
Yeah.
and just enjoy the day. We're praying
That's
for
awesome.
good weather.
Good weather, because there's a little bit of opportunity. It is an indoor venue, but there is a little bit of opportunity just sitting outside as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can kind of blossom outside a little bit as well.
That sounds amazing.
Under
That
some
sounds amazing.
sunshine. Yeah.
So it's the end event of the Curb Hunger food drive. I think it's officially called the London Cares Curb Hunger campaign. But the Curb Hunger, this is always the one that we have in the summer. But what's okay? Now I'm just gonna cut that out because
Yeah, go ahead.
So what's really great about this event is that it is the end of the Curb Hunger food drive. It's kind of the celebration at the end of it. But the Curb Hunger drive has been going for 29 years. So this means this is going to be the final event of the Curb Hunger for another 29 years. Am I committing you to a long time?
Let's see how it goes, but I like the sound of it.
Yes, we do hope it would be an
like the
annual
sound.
event.
Yeah, which is amazing.
But, you know, and we hope that it was a successful one, even right off the go. But,
Yeah, and
you
whatever
know,
happens is
Yeah,
great. And we
yeah.
always learn lessons and things. If it starts strong, it just keeps going in terms of those things. And if it starts a little bit differently, then you learn from that and we move forward. So I think that's great. The biggest thing for us, though, and when we do Volunteer Corner, we meet a lot of the volunteers who are working down at the food bank, but we also love the volunteers that are out in the community doing this. So Joe and Lydia, I mean, you are part of our team. You're part of the team that's out there. So thank you for all the work that you've done. And
Well, thank you for allowing us the opportunity with our idea and just being so, this sounds great. And
so helpful.
Leading
and
us
so
leading
open,
us to-
yeah, so helpful and so open to giving us lots of guidance.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't my idea, but I would have pushed for the ice cream, all for sure. No,
we
but
love
which
ice
is great. Yeah, no. So, but again, thank you. It's been wonderful meeting the two of you. Thank you for all the hard work that you've done.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Yeah, and we look forward to June 8th, Sunday from 11 to 2 at the Grove, and it's officially called the
Spring Kitchen Party, London Gives Back Ice Cream Social.
Perfect, the kitchen party, the ice cream social. So hope to see you there. Thanks.
Thanks.